Hello all, welcome to the Lunar Sea Spire Cartoon Fan Podcast. This is episode 330, and today we'll be talking about Smashozaurs from GlitchTex. I'm GC13.
And I'm David. Insert... Smashing!
This is Nigel Thornberry's favorite episode by far.
There's a lot of smashing involved, or maybe, I'm gonna wreck it could be just as easily inserted multiple times throughout this podcast.
That would be a great crossover. They had Wreck-It Ralph in that one Sonic racing game. They could have Ralph in a Smashozaurs game. He'd fit right in.
How have I not seen a YouTube poop with Nigel Thornberry's head atop Ralph's in random parts of that movie? I think I should do that before this podcast comes out. So anyway, GlitchTex episode, what is this? Is this the fourth episode of GlitchTex? I feel like I have loved this show forever, and I purposefully am holding off every episode. Like, this is it. I've only watched up to episode 4 because I want to make this thing last as long as possible. And each time I get to unwrap an episode to do a podcast about it, man, it's the best gift. I never open anything better.
It's like Christmas every few weeks.
And there's just so much in this episode. All of my notes are just about every aspect. I'm like, I have millions of things to say about the music and the visuals and the characters.
Brad Breek was on point this episode.
I like bringing in Casino. I like the development of Mitch being, a true jerk. And I can't say I agree with Five that he's a frenemy. He does work on the team of the, quote, good guys, but he is an enemy by any other name. He's not a good guy. Do like how he ran away with his weird open leg thing there at the end.
That was I loved watching the way he ran away.
I mean, Waluigi, right? Stuff. That's the wall. I mean, that's running like Waluigi. I can't see anything else.
Now, what I think the most crucial revelation about GlitchTex that this episode gave us was that their gauntlets have a dedicated cat bubble button. I love that button.
Or at least Miko's does, or Miko found the dedicated cat button, which, unlike Steven's bubble from Steven Universe, this one will actually cause you to suffocate. Although I guess Steven at one point considered he might suffocate when he was in space in a bubble. But nonetheless, it happened to Mitch in a few minutes, so, physics. Love it. Science. Something. Physics isn't the right word. Also, thinking of music, and thinking of last week talking about the saxophone series of Summer Camp Island episodes, and I was talking about, symphonic playing along with the show type scoring. This episode started so strong. The opening sequence fighting against the piranha monster was just like, yeah, the music is exciting, snappy, sharp, rock, electric guitar, but when they want to, they can't do it the whole time. But like the beginning, everything's timed with every action they're doing. Every time there's a pause in the fight, or Miko does something awesome, there's a just slamming, riffing on the guitar. Like, it's so good. It draws you in so fast. Nothing weak about how it opened.
That was a good encounter. I feel so sorry for that glitch, though. Not only does it have to fight the GlitchTex, but it has to fight the most unprofessional GlitchTex around. I mean, Casino displayed more professionalism during his game of Smashozaurs than Five did, protecting the city from a glitch. At least Casino has the professionalism to hang up when he's under attack.
I like that you say professionalism, because I was thinking about how we're only 4 episodes in, and I think about, teams like Team Avatar, where they were inexperienced but clearly talented. And this duo they are clearly talented video game players, and that has somehow miraculously translated to their real life physical performance. And I think it's hilarious. They're learning how to be GlitchTex, but they are already unbelievably good and powerful. And Mitch can come in behind them sometimes, but for the most part, they're as competent or more competent than him in some ways. And they aren't really struggling outside of like their first mission. They can already handle the ultra rare body infecting glitches. I want to see where this team can go next, because I feel like they can already kind of kill it.
Yeah, they're definitely. Oh, you'll like the next episode then. If you wanna talk about putting the squad over.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm fine with them not getting challenged for now. I'm sure at some point they will face a challenge greater again than they can face. But I mean, the stakes are there.
My mind immediately went to a particular episode.
I'm excited to unwrap that gift someday.
Well, this particular challenge comes in a shape that I promise you won't expect.
Oh, I'm very excited. Okay, also, so opening sequence, fighting the multi-head piranha beast thing, pretty good. Fighting Casino on the bridge, pretty good. But we also have, like, a highway chase scene in here. We have more, they come up with new games to show us, right? We have is it just called Smashozaurs? What is the name of the game?
Yeah, I don't think they ever differentiate any of the Smashozaurs games, so it's just Smashozaurs.
Right.
Whichever version is currently in the arcade. Because they talk about them like there are multiple games, but there's no like Smashozaurs 4 or, Smashozaurs Return to Extinction, which is an awesome subtitle. Someone should use that one.
I like that, I say it's nonstop action, but you can look at the timeline of the episode, and it really is nonstop action between the opening fight, the car chase, and the final showdown on the bridge, with everything in between, confronting Mitch, etc. And then they still have time to also give us, like, gorgeous. The show is freaking gorgeous. I loved the scenery around the bridge, the trees in this episode. I'm looking at the trees. I love how the leaves look on the trees. Did you notice the trees, GC? Because I couldn't stop looking at them.
No, I did not notice the trees. What I noticed was like the most savage boop of all time that Miko landed on Mitch there.
Yeah. Mitch really got owned in this episode, except if you thrash his car around, it doesn't matter. It just is back to being a villain.
Yeah, that was a very interesting thing. It shows just how new Five is to being a glitch tech. He assumes that by damaging Mitch's car, he just wanted to let the air out of the tires. Maybe Mitch wouldn't have noticed that, but Mitch is like, oh, whatever.
The freedom of 20-plus minute cartoons. You get to just let the air out of the tire and let that, that beautiful, whether it was a whoopee cushion or balloon, something just farting the most beautiful sound for, 5 to 8 seconds. I love it.
But then, of course, Casino smashes it up.
Okay, was Mitch going to kill Casino, though?
Wait a minute. So I'm just thinking. We had Casino call Five and Miko superheroes. Yeah. He became a Smashozaurs character, and Five referred to him as his hermano, his brother. Obviously not his real brother, but so we have Super Smash Brothers. There's no way that was intentional. No way at all, but I love it.
Okay, yeah. I love that. I'm pretty sure I said this exact phrase before in a previous episode. I love how your brain works, and I freaking love that. They are the Super Smash Bros. You're so right. There's so much. I mean, you already mentioned Waluigi.
Meme.
I know. There's so much meme potential. Why are we not? Look, you're the idea guy. I'm the GIMP guy. I'll open GIMP. We'll get some stuff out there. This is the content 2021 needs. Oh my god.
It's a new year, time for new memes, baby.
New memes.
There is my obligatory. I have to discover something new about an episode every time we go to podcast about it. And I was worried that maybe I'm not going to find one this episode, but this one is keeping the current streak going. I noticed that the girl whose game spawned that piranha monster, she actually makes her way to Joystick Jr. and watches them play Smashozaurs for a minute there. So she was in the crowd for a bit.
Okay.
That was fun.
So back to a concern I have. Was Mitch going to kill Casino? Was that the plan all along? I'm really concerned about assessing Mitch's evilness level. No?
I don't think he can, because Word of God says that they can't revive dead people, and there's got to be something saying you can't kill randos.
But I guess
that's got to be in the employee handbook somewhere.
But so Miko and Five were only concerned about the well-being, right, of Casino. They weren't concerned about preserving their EXP or whatever. Like, that's what Mitch wanted. And I'm not sure, like, they were trying to keep him away from Mitch. I don't know if that would help them. It seems like Mitch could have just taken the glitch out, but he was just aiming a weapon. Was that weapon just going to not harm him? Maybe they were just concerned about injury. I don't know. It just kind of seems like Mitch was in the right, except for, his reason.
They were probably worried about all the pain he was going to cause to Casino in the process, because, Five knows more than anyone that memory erasure isn't complete. The memories are there buried. So maybe they don't want that somewhere logged within Casino's brain, the memory of being shot up by Mitch.
I like that you're taking into consideration that there's some there's like a philosophical question there. If you experience a lot of pain, but then you forget it, does it matter? Like, if I undergo a surgery and I, instead of being sedated before the surgery starts, what if I undergo the surgery conscious and then take the pill afterwards? That makes me forget. Like, is there a problem there? Would that be, like, unethical for doctors to do?
This depends entirely on when we ask you the question.
Well, yeah, in this case, I guess Casino didn't, consent to have his body being taken over, and, the doctor at the time is Mitch, and he's deciding whether or not, he can do a thing. I bet if you asked Mitch, he would say, who cares? Give him a pill afterwards. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Mitch is definitely not one of the informed consent kind of doctors. He's definitely,
He's a house. He's a house. For sure. No? Not that intense?
I was gonna go much worse famous doctor, but let's go with house.
Sure. Meanwhile, so Mitch, I don't know, does he get more evil in this episode? Probably not. Five gets a little more confident. I already said that they are super talented fighters and capable of their jobs, but he stands up a little bit to Casino, even though he does feel bad. He's willing to, fight, and I don't know, it just looked cool. They also, he was kind of looking down at the cameras in such a way that it made his hair poof super tall. It's like felt very anime moment as he prepared to be like, no, I'm gonna stop you here. It's just interesting.
You like where he caught the rock and then crumpled it?
Yes,
with his little plaster.
I loved that.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he got to be a little badass. It was cool. I like it because he's always, more unsure, more whatever.
He was definitely going off script. He's the one who went off plan to take the call from Casino. Five loves plans.
I know. Seeing him deviate. Meanwhile, the synergy between Miko and the bird has dramatically increased. I love the integration. Miko is always confident in what she does. And that has just continued. And they're getting a lot of utility out of that bird. A lot of love.
Oh yeah, that is worth every point of XP that they spent on her.
Again, we also had the time in this episode to see Miko's tongue stretch out for 5 to 10 seconds. That was awesome, I was like, how far can she stretch that thing to touch that touchscreen? She did it.
The track name for that song is Miko's Battle, by the way.
I didn't...
Just in case you were wondering.
I did not realize that there are tracks. Are these on SoundCloud or something? Are the artists cool like that?
He posted them to his YouTube account.
Okay. I like that. And now I need to go look at the track names. I need to look at who's writing the music too.
Brad Breek of We Bare Bears fame. The guy is wonderful.
Do they feature his name at the start of episodes? In the opening credits?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a darn shame.
He's definitely in the closing credits, but
there was someone who pointed out on YouTube that they do that in Hey Arnold. They always say music by Jim Lang. And now I want that to happen all the time. I feel like Avi and Sarashu in Steven Universe were always featured in the end credits, not in the title card. But the title cards are much shorter in Steven.
Yeah, I figure if Ivy and Sarashu aren't covered in the opening, then I guess Brad Breek is in good company, at least.
Yeah, I guess. This is the thing that makes Glitch Tech so awesome, is that the music is amazing and every aspect of the show is amazing. There isn't a piece I don't love. The music is so strong. The visuals because I'm just staring at the trees, right, in this episode. Staring at the bridge at the sunset right before we go into our final showdown. It looks like a painting, just like the Steven Universe beautiful paintings, except this one's like 3D because they sort of have 3D graphics in this, and it just looks so good. And I was missing Samurai Jack, and this episode featured a lot of splits on the screen between characters facing off, whether it was between, Miko or, well, mainly between Casino and Five. And it just, like, all the times that we zoomed in on Samurai Jack's eyes, in one sense, they're using it in more comic booky way here, but still, it's so refreshing to have a show that, like, focuses on action and actually shows us the action, but also shows us the feelings of the characters before we go into the fight. And then also has ridiculous ones, like,
I liked when Miko and Mitch were about to play chicken.
Yes.
That was a pretty good sequence.
Yes, that is exactly what I was thinking of. Mitch freaks out, though, right before, because he realizes that Miko's serious.
Oh no, she's going for the cat button!
Yeah, like, it's so good. Like, they're both looking so intense, and then the last second, and they cut so fast. And so you're only seeing him freak out in single frames. So funny.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Mitch freaking out when she just, portaled him, and he just flies, out of the portal, over the road, while Miko's talking to Bit. Oh, small moments where Bit identified himself to Miko, and she's like, yeah, I know, what's up?
She could have killed him. There's a lot of disregard for how that portal technology works. Like, his car was going how fast and was thrown off the side of a cliff? I don't know.
Oh, come on. You can't kill Mitch Williams that easily. He's Mitch Williams, for crying out loud.
Apparently not, he's got his glitch tech on him, so, I guess he somehow stopped. If Squidward can survive a similar explosion after his face-off with a jellyfish, whatever. I'll accept it. Cartoon logic.
Yeah, maybe not Mitch's strongest episode, but again, his little rivalry with Miko this episode was great.
I do like the emotional core for this episode. I like the simple story of Casino being left behind. It's also a very real version of how, kid friendships work. You're sort of at the mercy of your parents and your transportation methods and whatever, or not being at the same schools. So, Casino just hasn't seen Five for 2 years just because of circumstance. Although you'd think they're a pretty internet-connected world.
Yeah,
not sure why they haven't been hanging out. It's interesting. Is there more there? And, in that case, it makes Casino feel even worse. But maybe it's like that thing where, you have this friend in your childhood, and then you don't see them and you're a kid and you just don't really think about connecting with them. And then later, when you have the opportunity, you're not thinking much of it. But meanwhile, Casino thought way more of it the whole time.
Oh, yeah, he
right?
did.
Like, and that's hurtful when you're the one who was waiting on a friend and they just happen to not think as much about it as you did. That's, which is why it's kind of sad that they reset his brain. Again, it's crazy to me that we are just resetting people's brains in the show and not questioning too hard the ethics of it. I mean, they do reconnect with him, though, but we lose all the development that happened.
Yeah, that's okay. Everything worked out. Five was able to take a much better tack, so they avoided that landmine, because rather than Casino realizing how regretful Five was, Five just expressed the regret immediately, so... And then Casino doesn't have to remember the time he almost killed Five and Miko. So, trade-offs,
Right, yeah, I guess if you don't have to remember almost killing your friends, you don't have to remember all of your, good times. It's a quandary. It's definitely a quandary.
Let's see. Who would handle the Sonic Says segments here? I feel like Bergie should handle the Sonic Says segments.
Oh, man. I would love...
Ooh, or Bit.
Yes. No, there you go. Bit capping off each episode with a Bit Says.
And it's going to be some discordant, I don't really understand humanity, but I'm going to provide a moral for you anyway.
Yeah, in that very optimistic tone. Also, Bits? Is that the right?
How about Bits?
Bits. Yeah, that has a nice symmetry.
All right, bits it is. Anyway, guys, that's been us on Smashozaurs. Join us next week. Until then, I'm GC13.
And I'm David. It's been smashing! And if it was smashing, don't forget to leave us a review anywhere you listen to podcasts.
And smash that like button. Later, everybody. Our opening and closing music is by Mark Soto. For more cartoon-related content, please visit lunarseaspire.com.